Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality, the best hair, back on Space Engineers. That's not how I ever said Space Engineers. But I'm kind of disappointed this time because I swear I recorded more videos and did more stuff and recorded more videos and did more stuff. And the last video I saw that I had, like, the files for, it's not exactly the videos I swear I recorded. Like the steps that took towards building my big, well, not big, but my small atmospheric drill ship. That went through not many stages, a couple stages. I had some things barely capable of moving along. I went and I found cobalt, and everyone saw me find cobalt, except now you didn't, because it's not there anymore. But, what time of day is it right now? Come on, frames. Oh, great. Right, the sun just went down. Forgot about that. Dang it. But, no bother, I can still show off this. We got the big atmospheric drill complete with, is it 81 thrusters pointing up, 9 in each side direction, with the conveyor system all snaked in the middle. And we got a couple of these cargo containers on top as well. The big array of 3-stack array of ejectors to take care of stone, and 6 large reactors. Technically speaking, in order to maximize the thrust, the 81 plus 18 for 2 sides, which is the most that could be going on at any time, that'd be 99 thrusters. In order to maximize 99 small atmospheric thrusters on a small ship, you'd need 7 large reactors, except even if I fill up all of these cargo containers and all of those drills, I still don't need to power it at 100% for it to work. And I don't ever overload. Nothing. I could actually add more cargo containers to this, and I would have to add more cargo containers to carry ore before adding more large reactors. I even added that little spot there where the cargo system hooks up to the cockpit just so I could use the cockpit as another cargo container because it can hold 1,000 liters, so fuck it, stuff it full of uranium, why not? Oh, but this thing moves, and it moves nice. Inertial dampener's on. Disconnect, slide out of the way. And there's my big drill. 3 down, it's able to reach the ore. But there is gold ore underneath that I can't quite reach with this. And yeah, getting just 3 out like that, it's getting really wobbly, and I don't trust it for extensive drilling past that point. I think maybe it could work up to 5, but I'm pretty sure at 6 it would break far too often to be viable. Ah, man, I really wish I could see. I can see a little. But yeah, let me slow this down. See the speed, meters per second, like, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's when it's empty, it's going okay, like that, and then got it to 30 meters per second that way, slow down that way. But I got those 81 thrusters on the bottom, so I could just look down, whoop, go 100 meters a second, then level out, and boom, there we go. But now I can't slow down, but oh, inertial dampener's on, look up, boom, and there we go. Nice little method for getting around. Now, if I could see, I could drill up a rock or something full of whatever, but I can't. So, I guess I'm going to go for plan B for a video, that being build a new vehicle. There are 2 vehicles I need. Of course, there's my giant atmospheric drill. That's one of the major projects going on. You see down there that whole huge footprint for the refinery tower, where it will eventually be. I'm still working on finishing up the large reactor base of the large reactor tower. Now the thing with the large reactors is I ran out of silver. I got plenty of stone. I could just set my crane up to actually accept stone and turn off the sorter that goes towards the ejectors, and boom. Get stone everywhere. At least with the way the lighting works now, I'm actually able to see my base at night. It's not complete suicide to go out at night. Though you still can't see very well at all. I can see well enough to not completely crash, like, and scream, what the fuck am I looking at? Ah, fun, fun, fun. Okay, is that on, or am I just... Oh yeah, that's on, okay. Hard to tell sometimes. Come on, camera, work with me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they changed the way the cameras work too, so it's a little more wobbly in third person. It's just a little, so it's hardly noticeable. But yeah, the big problem I have here, didn't have enough silver to finish the reactor components. But there are two things I need. One is the giant atmospheric drill so I can do long-range drilling and do it better than my drill crane can. The drill crane's very useful for all that iron that we got right here. How much hydrogen I got? 100% good. Yeah, you can see the iron vein is able to reach, drill through, and grab all that. All the stone goes to the ejectors and spilled down in here. Do I still have some stone left over? No. If I don't have anything else spawning for a bit, it'll just pile up the stone in that little pocket there. But yeah, pretty good way to get a nice chunk of iron very easily early on before getting the large atmospheric drill. But of course you need to refine all that crap, which is why I'm trying to build the refinery tower. But the refinery tower itself requires a hell of a lot of iron. But either way, we got the first 8 refineries of the refinery tower, which will go 15 back and 10 wide. I also have 2 refineries right there just when I was starting out and I needed something. Going to have at least another cargo container there. Might have like 4 more on top, have a little cargo block. And this will... So the next cargo container will attach to the next line of refineries and assemblers on the bottom. So I'm going to have a total of 150 assemblers. So putting things together, if I space it out properly, shouldn't take too long. Except I need the other thing you need to put things together efficiently, that being a welding ship. The thing with a welding ship, though, I'm trying to figure what kind of design. It's going to have to hook up to the cargo system so I can move things to it well. This had a very nice effect with all of the up thrusters holding it very well, but I don't need to worry about keeping it even that small. The welding ship before was that on my previous save was very limited because the docking area was very strict in that area spot. If I had the freedom to build it out even further, I could have done some amazing things. But hey, look at this. I have the freedom to just expand and add whatever the fuck I want. This is a very nice large flat area with nothing in the fucking way. I guess I could have done that somewhat in the other thing, but I also have a huge source of iron right next to me, so if I want to expand outward, it's not going to be too hard. So I'm trying to think. Welding ship that... So I was thinking welders, grinders, Now I was thinking of a piston system to have them extend out of the ship, which can be very useful, so I could have it... Because to work, you like having it extended, but to have it docked, you like having it retracted. But at the same time, there's also the issue of the grinder. If it's retracted and you have one retracted, and if you have multiples in multiple directions, you have one retracted and the other one working, that could be an issue. Yeah, I think if I have like one pointing forward, one pointing down, one pointing up on pistons, so you can expand and retract in all directions. Piston, if we want to get technical, is only like that big. Because I just reverse that. So that's that one piston at work. Pose in that. And that. And that. Yes. And there we go. So you see the piston there and the piston top there. So that's about the size I'll be working with to try and have that, plus the size of a welder and a grinder. 2 blocks each. So it's about 5 blocks within the ship in each direction. So it's like that. So the ship would probably be... Well, if I stack it right, it wouldn't have to be like 10 blocks high. I just have to have them offset from each other. But you're going to have to be careful with the position of the grinders, because when the grinders are inside, you don't want the ship grinding itself. That's a no-no. That's a bad. So maybe I could have the grinders on the corners for safety? Something. Either way, we got to make the decision. Small ship like this just might be, will very much be easier to put together, easier to maneuver, and all of that. I'm going to still need to get some silver before I can finish it, just because I need to be able to build the reactors on it. Or solar power the damn thing. How's my refineries looking? Still working on that cobalt and gold, so yeah. I actually left the game running for a while because I had so much fucking ore. It was just taking so long. I was like, God damn. But yeah, 10 refineries right now. None of them are set up to go as fast as possible. They're built with the effectiveness modules to get as many ingots as they can out of the ore, which is a bit more useful, in my opinion, in the long run. Especially since you can just build more refineries. 150 per level on that refinery tower. I think I'll be fine in the long run if I keep that design up, but I need to be able to build the damn thing, so the grinder, what am I going to make it out of? Gotta make the command decision. Character tools. Is a small ship or large ship? Large ship would be able to hold more, but it would also be of course larger, more unruly, heavier. The last one was a small ship. Do pistons? That's a important thing to find out. Can you put pistons on a small ship? Yes. Okay. But is it always a small size? Because you gotta be... The damn thing with the fucking cargo size things is on a small ship that small of an opening, generally only small things can get through it. You're like, well, Decker, yeah, that makes sense. But I'm talking about a construction ship here. So being able to transfer larger things the small cargo limitations were always a fucking problem with the. So out here seems like a good place to start it up. Now it's probably not going to be set up with landing gear. I'm going to have to make a proper little hook front or side. It could actually have that on a piston as well if I feel like it. Just expand and retract that. Haha. But going to have to build a cargo system and a thruster array in pretty much all directions of the thrusters. I can actually use like large thrusters. So that's going to be a pain. I have plenty of nickel, and I'm going to be able to make plenty of motors. But yeah, this is going to be a project. I could also have it set so I can turn the grinders on and off. The welders won't really be a problem, but the grinders, I could actually have it set so the front or the side or the bottom grinder, well, not front, the front, top, and bottom grinders, I could have them set, turn it on and off so when I'm using the grinder tool, it'll only use this one that I actually want it to use at the time. Seems like that'd be a good idea. Oh. I'm trying to think of this, trying to plan this out. I'm just kind of working by ear here. Small but with calculate armor of character and character to live. Where the hell your thrusters? Not the ion thrusters. Atmospheric thrusters. The atmosphere. You get the small atmospheric thruster and there. The large atmospheric thruster. Hydrogen thrusters are what I'm going to need to be able to get to space. That's going to be for another ship. And large. Ooh, that's big. And trying to be careful with this. Figure it all out. Build a frickin'. This is where prototyping in creative can be really helpful, because you can just throw it together in creative with all the pieces and not have to worry about actually getting all the components and putting it together like this. Speaking of getting components, I'm going to have to worry quite a bit about getting all the things that I need built. So that in mind, production, assembler 1, oh, you're working on that. 2, you're working on that. 3, you're working on that. Okay. Okay, assembler 18. You make like 3,000. 63,000 iron ingots to make 3,000 steel plates. Okay. Why aren't you making it assembler 18? Because you're full of cobalt. God. Get your cobalt out of there. Put it in the cargo container. Get that magnesium out of there while you're at it. What are you doing with that? There. Jeez. So I can be doing that while I'm pissing around trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Hello, Koban. Yeah, Koban, what is it? Yeah, your head buddy. You butt heads. That's what you do. Yeah, kitty. What you doing? It's a Koban. You say hello to the peoples. The peoples want to see you. They're up there. Up there. Yeah. Ah. 5 up, 5 down. So let me just try and get a... Well, I'm going to have to be 6 up, 6 down to be able to get the things inside it. So with that in mind, I can get this... 4, 5. Okay. So that's about as tall as we're looking at to be able to fit the grinders, welders, and all that inside the ship. But they're also going to need to be connected to the cargo systems. The size of a... large cargo container, most efficient kind of cargo container. Three. So that's gonna. So I technically could squeeze all the things in with the stuff. If I go 3, that'll be 2 stacks on each other. This is gonna be a huge fucking thing. Fuck. It better damn work. Cause shit. And I'm gonna need to fit the reactor on it, or in it. One large cargo container would probably be enough. And one large reactor is obviously going to be enough with the amount of thrusters I'm thinking. Considering what one large reactor could do on my previous... Oh, man. Forward, up, down. Forward, up, down. Forward, up, down. That. Right. Okay, I got it. I need interior plates. To put just the basic kind of skeleton. Of course, I'm going to have to build out some of the middle parts before continuing outward, otherwise I'm not going to be able to finish. But if we have that right on the bottom there, and that right on top of it, we could have... Yes. Okay, that's on that line. Want that on the bottom, or do I want that? So if I can set some things up and replace like the middle with a conveyor system, probably would have been better for me to build it out a conveyor system in the first place. Oh. Ah, man. This is tough. I'm out of frickin' hydrogen, of course. Of course. Gonna run over here and be like, hey, fill me up. There we go. Yeah, when I... Yeah, that's not... Okay, let me just waste some hydrogen for a second. Okay. Now, see, I take the hydrogen there. Then that light turns blue while it's using the ice to generate oxygen and hydrogen. Then it turns green when it's maintaining itself. So yeah, using up the ice in there. Working out pretty good. Yeah, people missed that shot as well. When I went up to the mountain and got a bunch of snow, found out snow does count as ice. Well, now I have too much frickin' stuff on me, and I won't be able to carry as much that I need to get the rest of this stuff dismantled. Okay. Okay, we'll go. You'd be like, bloop, 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 bloop. Okay. Now, I need interior plates for the conveyor. Yeah. Production, assembler 18, you're busy. 19, what do you got? Can you make some interior plates? Like 500 of them. No? What are you full of? No, that's 18, 19. Fucking gravel. There we go. That's one thing I hate, is when it decides to just fill your assemblers with shit that you happen to be refining a lot of, and it's like, well, there's room here, and just stick it in the assembler. And it's like, no, that's not where I want it. I got cargo containers. I got cargo containers with room. Some of them devoted entirely to this material, and they still have room. Please, why the fuck are you filling my assemblers and making them get clogged and useless? Six. That's, and then so that goes. I need 3. So that's just barely enough to get. But I'm going to need it higher if I want it to be able to actually. Okay, so I need a top, down, 2 for the welders and the grinders. So for that, I should have 2 layers. I could use less materials if I have some tubes, but I have no idea where tubes will be useful versus the boxes. So boxes, at least, if I find a spot later on, like, oh, I could just put a tube there. I could grind out the box and put in a tube. Fun. So now at this point, I can be like, hey, there's a large cargo container here. Another one on top. that's not going to be long enough for the thing. Well, it probably will. That's connected to the conveyor system there, so that's good. I always like having them all connected, but you're still going to have to be able to access the reactor somewhere beyond the conveyor system, or at least some kind of reactor beyond the conveyor system, in case all the power runs out, you run out of uranium, and the only way you have to access the reactor is the conveyor system. You're kind of fucked. The easiest thing to do there is just to throw a small reactor on the ship somewhere and throw something in it to get the conveyor system working again. Or, actually, maybe a solar panel would be easier if you got sunlight on it. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting little... Oh, you little bastards. Oh, you bastards. Fine, let's stick it in here. How's that? How's that? You like that? Yeah, you like that. So this is going to take a while. This is going to be a much larger welding ship than my previous. I'm not coloring it yellow. What's wrong with me? Well, I'll get that on the exterior. Still got a lot of shit that has to be put together on this. But yeah, that's the thing. My previous ship of this kind was yellow because that was a nice touch. But in order to do that, I have to, at this stage, hit the bracket keys, switch the color of this shit over to yellow, and be like, hey, I'm building the yellow ship now. If you don't do it then, it doesn't get made. It just makes it gray. Or whatever the hell you have it set to. Yeah, I got a good amount of colors. It's just way easier in Empyrean that you can color it after the fact and it works. Also seems a little more logical in my opinion. I hate that I could be building something, be concentrating on trying to figure out how the parts fit together, and then it's like, oh, you messed up the colors. I'm like, oh, motherfucker. But yeah, I think that's about all I'm going to be able to have people stand watching today. No reason to have this go on for the 8 or 10 hours it's going to take to finish this damn thing. Especially since I got to still wait for the sun to come up to actually... This probably looks like it's about midnight based on that. And I still got to wait for the sun to come up in order to actually be able to get the silver I need to refine and get all of the reactor components I need to power the damn thing. I'm going to have to go for more uranium too, because this is going to take a bit. But hey, this little ship can do it. Little ship works. It's great. You can carry, what is it, 200,000 kilograms before it fills up. But it can carry as many as you can fill the 16 drills and 6 cargo containers, 6 medium cargo containers. As much as you can and the cockpit, as much as you can stuff those full of ore, that's how much it can carry. So it can haul pretty well for a small drill, and it works damn good in an atmosphere. Makes it a lot. It's not a very weird design for drilling in space, but it's very useful for design for drilling on a planet. But until next time.